again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do eat no money, what people at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away in the year little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God and say that is not you. On the head, the man above me, look him, I got a bet too much. It in at the kitchen, some of fly well like a pat too. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me
300% free.
It burn me
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me
I see corruption cease.
It burn me
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say dig up all the charities and all of the giver. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me
On the treat the market man.
It burn me
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me
How them a treat policeman.
It burn me
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't.
Who them can't fool? Them can't fool we. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Gossip Evening. This is Friday Evening Gossip. This is Andre Stevens' story. Good evening to all of my globalists. Welcome, welcome all my globalists. Thank you for being here. We're going to complete the halfway cheese story this evening because we know say a whole heap of way for the last 2 years keep hearing about Andrew, Juliet, Rhoda, the halfway cheese story, the naked beating where we don't know who beat and where them beat for. But tonight, when I hear me, just make me know say me I come to in the chat. But tonight, we're going to talk how the beating go from start to finish, and we're going to talk where lead up to the beating. But we want to say good evening to Andre Stevens and good evening to the mother extraordinaire. Good evening to the duppy them where rub the cake, butter and sugar. Good evening to the duppy them where broke grater and juice coconut. Good evening to the duppy them where mix cake. Good evening to the saliva where mice the cake them. Good evening to the molasses where in the cake them. Good evening to the Thai cake them where go give all the pound of pile got and bang belly. Good evening to the tent kitchen. Good evening. Me sure say nothing almost fed up at the halfway cheese story. We never come to an end. Send go call, whether be PNP, Labour right. Even Andre Camp is welcome this evening. Anybody want to know how the halfway cheese story go? Anybody want to know what is the beef between Andrew, Juliet, Rhoda, and Andre, and the twisted narrative where Andre tell, we not tell we exactly what happened? Tonight we not go here. So Call everybody and make them know, say, Juliet, Rhoda, Holness, and the whole of them business over here tonight, because about time now we get we head around this story and understand how we go and understand Rhoda. The beef between Andre and the Holness is them is relevant. Mother extraordinaire. Who is Dr. Foster Allen? I'm sure you've all heard the name before. Dr. Foster Allen. Mother extraordinaire. Dr. Foster Allen. Mother extraordinaire. How much of you listened to the Back to School when he was bigging up all those mothers? Dr. Foster Allen was referred to as Mother extraordinaire. Why is Dr. Foster Allen Mother extraordinaire? Dr. Foster Allen played an important role in the whole trilateral bangarang. What is the trilateral bangarang? The bangarang between Andrew, Juliet, and Rhoda. A people business we talk this evening, you know. We're not upon normal edgings this evening. Me just need to make you understand the context of halfway chi. And rather there's a genuine pain, anger behind the whole halfway chi situation. Or was halfway chi the unfinished, ununderstood halfway chi situation? Was it a narrative for pity? Was it a narrative for attention? Andre, me get the halfway chi story. Me get the halfway chi story, Andre. So if you know want the halfway chi story for that, one back go eat out of the bin. Because the yamming out of bin was another act as well. You come to bump in Andre, we understand, you know, the more I dig, the more I understand. Andre, my co-bars are out. My co-bars are out, Andre Stevens. I'm going to unearth you. The more I dig is the more I find your narrative. But you go back, go eat out of the bin, because the bin eating was a narrative. The bin eating wasn't because of mental health. The bin eating was another wild narrative. That's why you can't complete the story. That's why you cannot complete the story, because the bin eating was another narrative. Who beat you in halfway tree, Andre? To some people, you make it sound like a duppy beat you. To some people, you make it sound like a mixture of duppy and human beat you. To some people, you make it sound like a human beat you. Who really beat you, Andre? And why did they beat you? Was the beating authorized? Was it an authorized beating? Was it an authorized beating, Andre? Who beat you? You've, for so many times on social media, you start the story and you give a narrative, and you left a lot of your followers in anger which whether be the prime minister, his wife, or Nesta Morgan, or whatever, based on how they treat you. What happened between Andre Stevens and the Labour camp? Just another big, frothy, frothy mouth, loud mouth, useless, gully queen, will only have direction when he must suck off of other people's energy. Because when you understand Andre, Andre is an energy vampire. Andre suck off of other people's energy. Andre is a tick. If him not in a cow ears, Andre can't survive. This is why as soon as him throw me under the bus, Andre collapse. Andre doesn't have a brain outside of me. I'm saying this, Andre, I was your brain. That's why immediately you eject your brain from your body. Everything collapse. What happened in Halfway Tree? I hope you come out tonight and respond to the Halfway Tree story, you know, Andre, because I know it's quite dear to your heart. It's no secret because Andre put it out there in all sorts of different form that there was bangarang in the Labour camp. You often heard Andre with the Pharaoh and the Cleopatra argument. For some of us hearing the Pharaoh and the Cleopatra argument, we may just see it as a by the way saying, just for speaking sake. But for Andre, it may be deeper than that. Sorry. For Andre, it may be deeper than that. Now, Holness apparently been having a relationship with Rhoda from Holness was at Ministry of Education. This was known by the people around Holness. Who from uptown there? Shelly, you know if nobody from uptown there? Does anyone on the line know about the Pulse Guest House uptown? The Pulse Guest House where you can't spend cash, you have to use card. Nobody from uptown there will know about Pulse? Where the whole of the politicians them go fornicate, fangle and dangle and hide off and have them special time. Somebody there know Pulse. Hey. Well, Pulse is very important in all this fluffle. You know, so them tapanaris people there no walk with cash. But then again, make me wonder and ponder first. If our prime minister is cheating and don't even know how to disguise it, then God help us with him having our information controlled by the Israelis. And now that I say this, I want to apologize for a blunder I made on Thursday night. When I was talking about the Pegasus argument, I linked the Pegasus Hotel to the Pegasus software, which was terribly bad of me, and I would wish to apologize wholeheartedly for that and detach the Pegasus Hotel from the Pegasus software. So my apologies. Can we trust a prime minister who cannot even cheat and hide it with our information? What dumb fool of a prime minister did when he went to polls? He put his shebangs and bangarang on a credit card that Mrs. Holness have access to. Mrs. Holness see all of these polls coming up on the credit card. Start investigating who is using the credit card at polls. Would have never thought it would have been her husband going to polls, because if anyone know polls and the upper class lot, it's a playhouse for the upper class. Polls is a playhouse for the upper class. So of course this would have come shocking to Miss Holness. Why polls is coming up on the card so much? Then she start to investigate. Then Labamouth start blow. Brrr. Andre make it known to Miss Holness, are your husband I go up there with Rhoda. Now Miss Holness didn't believe Andre. So Miss Holness did her own investigation by trailing the Prime Minister. Follow the Prime Minister and find out what is happening, where he's going, and who he's going there with. From the intelligence I've gathered, the security team of both the Prime Minister and Mrs. Holness prevented a shebang from went down that day. Hey. All right. Husband still a deny. I know me. You know the whole shaggy galangin. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, the Prime Minister said. Andre said, all right. Because remember, he tell the wife, Rhoda mouth. Because him doing that now, thinking that Juliet go side with him against Andrew. Because remember, you know, him and Juliet baby. So for me tell mommy say, what daddy I do out a road, mommy I go lock me up and everlasting love. Juliet never love him for that and happy with him. Andre wanted Juliet's approval. Andre wanted to make sure that me and Juliet closer. So me I go show Juliet the real proof rather than talk you out of my mouth. The twisted Andre we know now, he want to bring down everybody. Because of the closeness with him and them. Andre had access to the system. So he print out everything and carry it, go give Juliet. and Bangarang break loose. And when I say Bangarang, I mean Bangarang. This is where Mother Extraordinaire comes in. It turns out, within all this Bangarang, Miss Crawford becomes pregnant. Miss Crawford becomes pregnant for Andrew Holness. What did Mother Extraordinaire do? But before we get to Mother Extraordinaire, Wifey was determined to dirt Miss Crawford. So Miss Crawford have to be in hiding. Follow the storyline because it all over the place, but follow it. Miss Crawford had to be in hiding. Who came in important at that moment? The very devoted Christian Mother Foster Allen, Mother Extraordinaire. So Rhoda Crawford was hiding. Andre outed it that Rhoda was hiding at Mother Foster Allen. Mother Foster Allen, with her influence, quickly whisks Rhoda away to a small island to have a termination. Then Holness got in rage. I mean, rage. And he gave an order to get Andre and sort it. This was where the halfway tree story comes in. This was where the halfway tree story comes in. Holness sent a group of thugs, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, after one of his closest and dearest outed him to his wife, sent a group of thugs to really give Andre a good going over. It wasn't mad. He wasn't being mad in halfway tree. The Prime Minister gang set loose on him and they gave him a warm time. After the Prime Minister lot strip Andre naked in halfway tree, force him to eat from bins, force him to run around shaking his dangling his hands. Mother Foster Allen then came to his rescue. She was the one who took him in after Holness set his thugs loose on Andre Stevens. The mental health argument was one of Andre's other narrative to paint a picture of how much he'd done for the Labour Party and Juliet and Andrew, and they threw him under the bus. He used the argument, he used Holness' weakness to turn against him, thinking he was going to get more joy from Juliet. When you hear Andre came out with the whole Cleopatra, because it's something he'd been saying before, my understanding now, it's something he'd been saying before he came out on social media. Remember, if I remember the story right, Cleopatra was from another kingdom and was like a side chick, side wife who got pregnant for Pharaoh. So when you hear Andre said Pharaoh and Cleopatra is in the parliament, the reference he's making to is Rhoda and the abortion. That's how deep the twisted cycle is. But the people in the labor camp are those who understand the bangarang between the, of course, bro, got a gangster. Which part you come from? If you want to know, say, bro, got a gangster, go around a Olympic Way, round a Pilly Blacks Plaza. And that's why I'm hang out with them gunman friend them. Go around a Pilly Blacks Plaza if you want to know if Holness a gangster. The question is Andre paying when said the labor them throw him on the bus after him help him so much? Is it genuine, or is it one of Andre other twisted scheme catch up with him? Wanna text in the chat and tell me if it's one of Andre other twisted scheme catch up with him, or did the Holnesses use him and throw him under the bus? So when he come and create the mental health narrative with halfway tree, just like how we see in take the pay from them when he go back in them for this trial partner job, he'll come back with the whole mental health pretense again. Do you all know that in September and they run out Pan Road naked to seek attention also? So anybody is confused, what is the problem with Andre and the Holnesses? Is him big mouth? It's not that they do him nothing, is him big mouth. Him couldn't come out at Rhoda and Juliet and Holness business and make them deal with it. A whole heap of we see cheating in front of our eye in our family and with friendship every day. And we turn a blind eye because I don't with business. It's always Andre is his worst nightmare. So in my view, the Holness them not do Andre nothing. Andre mouth is the problem. Okay, Juliet say no believe it. Holness say no go so. Where I go as far as provide documentary proof. Where you go as far as providing documentary proof, make them sort it out. The Holness them never do Andre nothing. Go and tell the world, say Wayne said, the producer Wayne said, him get the story and him believe the story because of the source where it come from. Me believe the story. Tell Andre, say, if I not saw it, go welcome, complete it. Because at least for the 2 years where I tell we, I believe I have given more understanding to the public than he has been doing, than the illusion and the narrative he's been creating for the last 2 years within a social media land with him. So if it don't go so Andre, if I not so you go, come talk how we go. I never dopey beat you. It wasn't that spiritual attack. When I tell lie pan dopey, when I not dopey, when I tell lie pan, a Jesus Christ, when I tell lie pan. Or when I tell it pan on a fellow man. And if I not dopey attack you, any dopey attack you, Andre, are the demon in the bad mind where you have. I am no defender of the Holnesses because everybody knows it. Me not stand for nothing with Andrew Holness because it's the worst we've ever had. And if we're making it continue, God help us. But when it comes to truth and justice, everybody will have them fair share. So if Andrew and Juliet no do Andre nothing, the world don't feel hate them for it. Because of the same thing him do to me and others. Make the world hate we for his own lies and blunder. Andre Moat is his biggest problem. All when him lose a defamation case, nothing still can tap him. If you lick out all and teeth them tomorrow morning, him still a go home. So the Prime Minister and his wife never do Andre anything. Andre was just using the information him have upon the Prime Minister as a burner. Me and go burn you with Juliet. And then me and Juliet are got ever closer. Because Juliet are going to say, you know what? I want somebody look up for me and them one loyal boy, Andre. How you and loyalty can talk in the same sentence. Stop it. Don't call your name and loyalty in the same sentence. Why is this cat giving me problem? Sorry. You and loyalty can't in the same sentence. It don't make sense to hear Andre name and loyalty in the same sentence. It just don't work. Every block you put on it, 2 blocks fall down. You're a scammer. You're a liar. You're a manipulator. You're a controller. You're a narcissist. You're a belligerent fool. You're an energy vampire. You're a cultist. You're an obia worker. You're a demon. You are cursed. Your only solution, Andre, your only solution to repentance, your only solution to repentance is go and apologize to your mother's womb and beg for grace and mercy because you are doomed. It's not me a cast judgment on you, Andre. Your very mouth. I am not casting judgment on Andre Stephen. Listen to the demon.
Mama who? Yes, they call her Tippy. So when you see me walk and look like penguin, my mother basically come from. But she had the Tippy version and me had the penguin. Thank you, Mommy. And all other mothers, know yourselves. Mother Foster Allen, thank you. Mother Octavia Waite, thank you. Mother Karen Harriott, thank you. You see that woman?
Mother Karen Harriott, one of the other obia walking fool. But listen to us again.
You see that woman there, her name Suzette? Partner draw, she show for make sure say all her pitting them go to school. So one of the things that Andrew Holness me a talk about partner draw, my parents me a talk about, I want my partner draw. Because me and my mother did have some bittersweet times, you know. I know if I don't know where the bank are owning a problem. But her mother, me never know say mother do what she have to do. Me I see it as take way, but mother have to balance. But years after you learn the lesson and the importance of what mother teach, she can't tell you everything in a picnic. But you go rebel. She take away my money. Go to grandma, mama. She take away everything from me. I get nothing. No, the school shoes have to buy. The school uniform have to buy. You have to get the book them. You have to get the lunch money. So I'm not afraid to tell you that I did some evil things, but I regret them. I regret every moment, guys.
5 minutes later.
You're one of the biggest fools I know. You're fool no blood clot. Your son said not to text you, not even say no. Make me go run go find my son. You's a blood clot, evil bitch. You's a nasty bitch. You will come in any blood clot farm to tell people say you love them and so to take back your wealth from them. And now you none of my blood clot legacy bitch. Don't call back my blood clot phone. Hey, me done with you, you know. Me done with you. From my granny I go live, me done with you. I go and make sure I burying you for life. Dr. Nisbet did don't tell me who you be, you know. And so when Dr. Nisbet tell me and reveal, all of the women them round me, tell me, you think them like you? Them says a wicked Jezebel. You only come when the time right. But you see, apart from that, you never can appear. You pitney underwa. You pitney underwa, bitch. Where your blood clot pitney under. Spiritual bomber clot attack and rather you come sleep with your first bomber clot son. Where your bomber clot do. That's why you bomber clot do. Always bomber clot protect everybody else. And you fucking boy will figure your blood clot legacy. Your bomber rusty clot left him. That's why granny hate you. Miss Williams not like you. All you do is protect what is yours and that. Don't blood clot come on my yard. Use a open disgrace and a Jezebel. Don't come a blood clot yard, you know. Me done with you, you know. My sister them, me make sure that my sister them get my things and my granny. But you see you bitch, nasty dirty crosses girl, don't come back on my blood clot yard. You's a nasty dirty girl. Don't come back nowhere near me. Because every time me I fight, whether you come fight with your picnic, call up some people and come war with them. But you war with that bomber clot, silence and a pray alone. Come bomber pussy ras clot, idiot girl. Find the right way for fight, nasty dirty girl. You will fight for Ken when him there jail. You fight for Brandon when Brandon in a bomber clot problem. But you first spinning well over here the blood clot most. You don't know for fucking fight for him. Hey, you see you? Don't blood clot come back around me. I will destroy you. Don't come back around me.
I will destroy you. Don't come back round me, you serpent. You serpent. Andre is a serpent. And that's the person that these useless fashion showing, offering showing, hand clapping, choir singing, useless cross the back, rub off knee, pray without ceasing, pray without meaning, God-fearing fools, God-fearing obia working church, woman them. This is what they're holding up and praising. This is what these cross the back gorilla of a woman, these rub out soul women, because them not have no, just how you see them knee rub out, them soul rub out just the same. I read on my Facebook page where a lot of these Christian women were justifying this behavior and were finding a reason why he was hurt, was finding a reason to justify why a serpent, why this serpent would behave like this. Women were justifying the behavior of this serpent. Women who are influencing children is supporting this in front of their children. What if your child turn around and speak to you like that? What if your child turn around and speak to you like that? You Christian women are much of a bigger problem than Andre. You are the only persons that live on Andre lies. Because when I get the story with Andre, Rhoda, and Juliet and Andrew, it makes sense. Because Andre has just been dribbling and dropping and narrativing without any conclusion, any context to his story. But him just keep telling it, and using it to whip up anger and fear in the public against the Prime Minister, not in the interest of the country, it turns out, but to achieve his own personal ambition for his political gain or his political clapback at the Prime Minister and his wife. In no way I am defending the Holnesses. In no way I am defending the Holnesses, but if the truth is to be told, it must be bloody well told. So if no labor right there, don't think to say this is any defense of Andrew or Juliet, because they're a bunch of crooks, criminals. Because Juliet did have for him talk them all about the place. I look for Rhoda, for dirt, Rhoda. That's why Mother Foster Allen have to take Rhoda and hide Rhoda. And when it gets serious, when Andre Outer say upper Mother Foster Allen she hide, Mother Foster Allen have to whisk her off to a small island, have a termination, and bring her back. At that time, Mother Foster Allen was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. Mother Foster Allen was scratching Holness back and protecting Holness then. Because Mother Foster Allen, whisk off Rhoda, was hiding Rhoda to protect her. Whisk her off to the to a small island for termination to even further alleviate the problem, because you know if pregnancy keep and develop, catastrophe may break loose. Even though Dr. Foster Allen did that for the Prime Minister, by the time Holness became Prime Minister, during Portia's tenure, Dr. Foster Allen was at the Prime Minister's office with Miller Simpson. She thought Holness was going to keep her on when Holness win the election, given that even though she's more People's National Party affiliated, but she's worked with both parties because she was a permanent secretary when Holness was Minister of Education. Straight away, Holness gets in, he puts her out. So that spark feelings between her and Holness. So we country run based on everybody feeling. Positions are given based on clothing and friend in her who can scratch each other's back. We don't know to say a dolly house. With politics a dolly house. But what I'm saying to you is Andre claim is not real. If Andre can't come out, come talk what happened between him and Andrew and Juliet, then my side of the story should stand. My side of the story should stand if Andre doesn't come out and say a lie we not tell, or a saw it go or a saw this go, because you were the one who started the halfway cheese story. You were the one who left us in suspense continuously. So Andre must be unearthed. Just like how we see him and use the pain of, they mash me up bad. They mash up my YouTube channel. Them thief me money. Narrative setting. Dr. Nesbitt. You heard him? In a rant to his mother. A long time Dr. Nesbitt tell me who you be. Remember me telling you, Dr. Nesbitt is one of the biggest problem with Andre and his mother. Because you heard in the recording how twisted Dr. Nesbitt herself seemed to be. But Dr. Nesbitt, we're not done with you yet. So, all of Andre people them out there, ask Andre what happened at halfway tree. Were you mentally ill while you were eating out of a bin? Or was it a direction, Andre Stevens, from the Prime Minister that make sure he's embarrassed? Wasn't it so, Mr. Stevens? Were you eating from a bin because of mental health reasons? Or did you have to eat from the bin because it's a direction from the Prime Minister to make sure you're ultimately embarrassed in the square of halfway tree? Isn't that the story, Andre Stevens? Andrew Holness, did you give a direction to your gangsters to beat Andre into submission in the middle of halfway tree and make sure he eats out of bin and walk naked in front of everybody to make sure he's embarrassed and is discredited in public? Come tell me, say a lie, me I tell Mr. Holness. If I lie, me I tell. Mr. Holness, if I lie, me I tell. Come tell me. Don't bother come order you. Gangster them, if you come, your 40 and 30 gangster them. If you come beat me and strip me naked in a public, me I talk. On a private citizen belong to we. On our dolly them where we can throw about anywhere we want. So me talk. Did you give an order to your gangs and dons to take Andre to halfway tree, strip him, beat him, force him to eat out of a bin, humiliate him, let him run around naked, shaking his dangle in his hand? Was it a mental health attack? Or was it an order from the Prime Minister? But you're using the theatrics of mental health to tone it down because you were so embarrassed. You were so embarrassed that the love child of the Prime Minister is being cast out because of his big, dirty, frothy, fluttery, blobby mouth. You are a disaster. You are a disaster. You cannot maintain or attain anything. What you've done is ride on everybody's shoulder and then wants to be the master, but lack the two most important skill to get things done: administrative and operational. Andre do not have administrative or operational skill. No matter how eloquent you hear Andre speak, Andre can't put things together, forget it done. Andre lack administrative skills. Andre lack operational skills. No care how you're bright and have ideas that flow around your head. And if you cannot put those ideas in practice, they become as useless as you've seen Andre is. Absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. The mental health story was a deceit, mainly to cover his embarrassment. He was terribly embarrassed. The mental health was a deceit to cover his embarrassment. Andre do mad. And this is why you see, because he might take the medication them for people believe same mad. This is why you see he becomes so robotic, because him don't need the medication. And that's why you see Andre is not under psychiatric care, because Dr. Nesbitt is not a psychiatrist. Dr. Nesbitt is not a psychiatrist. So he's not under no psychiatric care. Whatever injection Dr. Nesbitt pump in him, I don't know if a dopey juice, because you know the two of them love the dopey argument. I don't know if a dopey juice Dr. Nesbitt pump in him. But Dr. Nesbitt no psychiatrist. So whatever injection Dr. Nesbitt give Andre, Dr. Nesbitt needs to come out and talk. The mental health was a deceit. Now we know Dr. Nesbitt and Andre Stevens are tricksters and narrative crafter. Could Dr. Bloody Nesbitt help Andre to craft the mental health scenario? Because the Dr. Nesbitt treat him. If Dr. Nesbitt is his general practitioner, Dr. Nesbitt's duty is to refer him to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. The most mental health problem Andre have is a social behavioral or social disorder, something like that. Andre Crawford, the mental health narrative, the whole halfway tree breakdown wasn't a mental health breakdown. I never Duppy beat him into submission. I never Duppy beat him into submission. There was a piece of information Holness wanted out of him. That is not disclosed to me yet. That's what they are beat him into submission for. Duppy never beat him into submission for him comply with the Duppy them as him a make it out. No. Holness gangsters. It was the Prime Minister who sent his gangs and dons to make sure you give him the ultimate embarrassment in halfway tree. Beat him into submission. Make him eat out of bin. Strip him naked in halfway tree. That was the direction from the Prime Minister. So Andre no mad. It's all a game and a sham. You know, see them cut him back down this time. But what did they use? Money and sweet talk. Because them know how to rub hog belly. You go, no care how aggressive a hog is. Go and scratch the underbelly of the pig. Him lay down and roll over. Go and scratch. Go and scratch the underbelly of the pig. I guarantee you it will roll over. This is how they shut him up this time. Why? Because they know this fool, as coward as him is, as much as he's afraid of his shadow, him not take no prisoner. You can't shut him up. You can't guarantee say I'll go shut him up. So the master manipulator that the Prime Minister is scratch the pig under the belly. The all of them know say Andre love money. The all of them know say Andre love clout and friendship. Scratch the pig under the belly. It will roll over. Scratch the pig under the belly. This is how them shut him up this time. We're going to use money. Because if we go on the offensive, his audience is too big now. And then they're going to say, oh, the Holness is at him again. They want to take him down. Scratch the pig under the belly. Mother extraordinaire, a devoted Christian, an educator, a politician, a civil servant, studied theology. I think have a master's or a bachelor, I think, in theology. Oh, no, church people so wicked. Anytime you talk about the word Jesus Christ, I'm here to start praying. Me want to run. I'm afraid of Christian people prayer. I'm afraid to hear Christian people use the word Jesus Christ, because me know as the T for Christ come out on the mouth, Obi as the next thing. I'm afraid I don't know. When you say Jesus Christ, me want to run. When you start pray, me want go under a rock because me no want to no crosses and no destruction near me. No crosses and no destruction me no want near me. When the church people start pray, me start run because of destruction and I call down. Because you know how wicked, you know obia worker, you know stand up for justice, you know stand up for truth. Because if you know stand up for truth and justice, a whole heap of know and call out Andre. Because you see the blatant obia walking, you know hear the blatant obia plotting with him and Dr. Nesbeth. But what? Everything you know use God to cover it. But God wasn't around when Andre there walk and tear me down all over the whole place. But when I done with Andre, all the dopey them where I help him rub the egg. I broke and grate a coconut. I go run from around him like thief. I shall leave him bare, stripped in public like the Prime Minister did to him. Leave him stripped bare in public. Just like Holness send him boy them. For come strip you bare in a halfway tree and make sure the man you for go nyam out a bin. Me not have to add on a bad man for do that, Andre. The truth will strip you. And the truth will send you right back into the bin where you belong. Because anybody, any moron, any jackass, any cynic, any serpent that can speak to its mother like that, then just about anybody should feel free to pick up Andre, throw him in a bin, and walk on like it's a piece of trash. Because the truth is, that's what Andre is. It's not me saying he's a piece of trash. It came right out of his mouth. Listen to the word he spoke to his mother. Listen to the word he spoke to his mother. But if the halfway cheese story, Andre, that I've just outlined, or the beef between you and the Holnesses that I've just outlined, because I don't know if you all remember, Andre told us the reason why Juliet turned against him is because Andrew was cheating and he didn't go and tell Juliet. That's why Juliet turned against him. Does anyone remember that narrative? If you remember that narrative, let me know. Does anyone remember the narrative? The reason why Juliet don't like him is because he never go tell Juliet Holness secret. It turned out not to be so. It turned out that Andre got blab. It turned out that Andre got provide Juliet proof on paper. Andre provide Juliet proof on paper. But then because the Holnesses are not going to come in public and have a back and forth with him, he can just set the narrative, and then allow people to have feelings based on that. He did the same thing to me. This is why I have to be investigating Andre. Who is this thing that we've all been conned by? Who is this thing that conned us? Andre, me not stop investigating, you know. Every little nitty and gritty me I go through. Me I go unearth every one of your lies. Because you fool me. And the worst two things you can do to me, Andre. Fool me or waste me time. The wrath of wherever wrath was designed, I go come down upon you. Fool me or waste me time, you're going to have your worst nightmare. So if the story is not true, that when Juliet found out that the credit card I used up her pulse, and she inquire, and you go tell her, you tell her, say, are your husband a go up there with Rhoda? After Juliet chill and go see, say, Holness I go there for true, you still go further, go print out credit card statement and highlight, break down to Juliet and give him date and time to connect the spending. You're terrible upset that Juliet didn't give you a gold medal, didn't give you a gold medal for that. This is your upset with Miss Holness. Because you didn't get a gold medal. You're upset with Andrew. Would be more genuine. But then one would also understand why Andrew order in gang them to come have them way with you. Because we already know, so we're Prime Minister criminal. The reason why he never send the gun one them with you, for you, Andre, a credibility, I try to save him credibility in a public, because the tag along there, they are going to follow him too long if him dirt you. So humiliation was his next choice. His next best choice was a decent going over and a public humiliation. Or gangster prime minister, or prime minister who are friends with gangs and dons, or prime minister who party regular with gunmen, send him team out for Andre, get him, give him a good going over. Now for those of you who isn't in Britain, going over means a good beating. Give him a good going over. Humiliate him, strip him, make him eat out of bin. They understand why Holness may take that action. Whether it justify or not is up to Holness feeling. Me can't tell anybody how to deal with a cynic. Everybody should have their own way of how they deal with a cynic. But one could understand why him hold a feeling that was Holness. But I don't see where Andre feeling towards Juliet justify. Shut your big frothy mouth and come out of people business. So please tell Andre Camp, tell Andre to come out and talk how the halfway cheese story go. If and a sir go. Mother Foster Allen, if a lie me a tell pan you, come see a lie me a tell. If Mother Foster Allen, I'm telling a lie on you about the role you played in the Holness's Rhoda kerfuffle, come out and tell me say a lie me a tell. If I'm not speaking the truth, Mother Foster Allen, the devoted Christian woman, Mother Foster Allen, the devoted Christian woman, if a lie me a tell, say you whisk off Rhoda to the small island to get rid of what was going to be an escalating problem in the Jamaica Labour Party, in the Ministry of Education, come talk, say a lie me a tell. Why didn't Andre, like everybody else around the Prime Minister, everybody else at the Ministry of Education, who know about the side tricking and the fornicating, why didn't Andre keep his mouth shut? Everybody keep their mouth shut for them political advantage. Andre think to say, blow him big mouth, he was going to get the top prize. And that, you know, always a work for top prize. Look at you now. Look at where you've come from. From Wall Street to a handcart. Can you imagine? From Wall Street to a handcart. Who does that in a matter of weeks? Who does that in a matter of weeks? From Wall Street to handcart in a matter of weeks. I wonder if Dr. Foster Allen work Obiato. Mother extraordinaire. I wonder if Dr. Foster Allen in the Obia. I wonder if Dr. Foster Allen wear fixed slippers. We said Juliet there wear fixed slippers for the election. Boy, I be a bangarang in a free society. Uno Christian woman. Come hot for no Christian woman. Come find on a careless. Cause all the while no come on my page. I talk about on a dead God. We only if you look upon me. But don't say none of the things what Andrea do. And don't say none of the rubbish what Uno back up. For Uno God only see what me do, you know. That's why I know so Uno God look out of one eye. Or Uno God just wake up and fag over him eye and you know, rub him eye or wash him face yet. So fag over him eye so him can only see in a one direction. That's why I'm afraid of Uno Christian women. I wonder if Dr. Foster Allen in the Obia as well. Him and Karen Harriet in there. Karen Harriet has sucking pocket dry Or not a sucking packet dry because I literally done. We hear him and Dr. Nesbitt pan a whole dolly house full of voodoo sauce. Dr. Nesbitt make sure tell Andre say for him, Obia woman good but expensive. From Andre, he about good Obia ma go run. But Andre, let me tell you what else I'm investigating. Your relation and membership with the Kevin Simmet cult. I'm investigating you there. So if there's something to find there, Andre Stevens, it's going to be on earth. I am investigating your connection with Kevin Simmet. And by the way, are you in a relationship with Nigel Clark? Have you ever had any untowards with Nigel Clark? How did Nigel Clark hurt you? And in what way did Nigel Clark hurt you? Is it in a bad way? Or is it in a forgivable way? How did Nigel Clark hurt you? Because the tone of your voice when speaking about the hurt from Nigel Clark sounds untowards-ish. How did Nigel Clark hurt you? Have you ever had any untowards with Nigel Clark, similarly to that of what you blame Everett Warmington of? Were you in a relationship with Nigel Clark? Were you promised anything from Nigel Clark or by Nigel Clark? How did Nigel Clark hurt you, Andre Stevens? How did Nigel hurt you? Was there anything untowards between yourself and Nigel Clark? What was the hurt about? Because it doesn't seem to be as bad as what the Holness is done to you, as what Nesta Morgan has done to you, or what Warmington has done to you, because you spoke of what they've done to you or how they may have treated you. But privately to Nigel, in a more softer, sexier tone of voice, Nigel hurt you. How did Nigel hurt you? Did you have anything untoward with Nigel? To una Christian woman, una go pray off the demons off of the country, or is it a case that you all are wrapped up in the demonism? Una woman who have preached God name on Facebook, are you all gonna pray off the demons with Karen Harriet, Andre Stevens, Dr. Nesbitt, and a whole host of other Obia working lot? The demons they're casting and invoking across our country. We don't ever wonder why there's so much. Dr. Nesbitt, for me, run the crime scene, Dr. Nesbitt. I could talk like a stupid Jamaican now. For me, run the crime scene, Dr. Nesbitt. Go pick up spent shell, put in my pocket. The paper never says so. This is my hyperbole. If you run a crime scene, Dr. Nesbitt, go take up spent shell, put in your pocket. In an investigating mindset, one have to ask a lot of questions. What is Dr. Nesbitt's relationship to the gunman? Has Dr. Nesbitt ever hold that gun before? Did Dr. Nesbitt ever hold those spent shell before the gun was loaded? Was it Dr. Nesbitt who loaded the gun? Did Dr. Nesbitt order the killing or the shooting? Why would Dr. Nesbitt find herself on a crime scene? She's not an investigator. Mimi, what? Replay the conversation. No, me not have time for that. No. Me a Rob Andre. Me a Rob Andre, me not have time for that. No. Why did Dr. Nesbitt find herself at a crime scene to pick up spent shell, to conceal evidence, to perverse the course of justice? What was the reason? Did Dr. Nesbitt have anything to do with the shooting? Did Dr. Nesbitt order the shooting? Does the gun belong to Dr. Nesbitt? Was it Dr. Nesbitt who loaded the gun? We're surrounded by criminals. Well, I see a few people asking me about the UIC. The UIC. I was rooting for the UIC. But Joseph Patterson, when you listen to the people who work internally with Mr. Patterson, the repetitive argument you get is that Mr. Patterson is a twist between Andrew Holness and Andre Stephen, which would be even more dangerous. Put that aside. The talk that Mr. Patterson advanced on social media will not work in the Jamaica landscape to achieve political notoriety or to achieve votes. The type of political argument or ideology he's advancing is even more of a left social democrat. The policy he's putting forward to us would even be more left of what PNP is offering us. So it's something, if put in practice, would be more beneficial for poor people or beneficial for the masses. The thing with the UIC is, one, there is a financial problem which questions needed to be answered by Mr. Patterson, which still haven't come to any clear resolution. Mr. Patterson doesn't seem to have a planned campaign strategy of campaigning on the ground. Mr. Patterson has that Andre, I am the leader attitude and trust me, how I say it goes, it will work. You cannot do a political campaign relying on just social media to do it. The way our politics is designed, or the way Western politics is designed, or the way politics in general is designed, you have to go there and reach the people. Mr. Patterson is not prepared to do that. And with Jamaica rigidly stuck to a two-party system, you're not going to get notoriety by just sitting down on social media, talking and not doing any groundwork. Politics is a people thing, and you've got to be there, and it's showing your presence. And Mr. Patterson or the UIC as a whole is not doing much of that. And this is why, regardless of the strong talk, things will fade away, because there is a lot of groundwork that is needed to be done if you want to really get into it as a third party in such a rigid system. I hope that might answer the question to those who are asking about my thoughts on the UIC. But the ideas and the policies put forward, they are very promising and workable if put in practice by a non-corrupt government. However, Mr. Patterson's way of going about it is not going to go far. You have to put your water boot on, and you have to go into the street and lane of Jamaica that vehicle cannot go to. If you have to go on donkey because the Prime Minister is buying donkey and is hoping to get political capital off it. The UIC is not doing anything to gain political capital, just like the People's National Party at the moment. The only political capital for them is that the nation is fed up of the Holness regime, really. So I don't see where the UIC is going to become prominent based on where they're going now. I think they need a overhaul. They need to go there, meet the people, explain the other option to the people, or a different option, a better option. But doing it on social media, especially if you don't have the platform where you're reaching a massive amount of people, then it will not work like that. So I hope that answers that. What do you think? Right, Prof. Gorgeous Lady, this is a terribly, and I find for me depressing. The People's National Party is woefully divided. They're divided on leadership. They're divided on strategy. They're divided on PR. They're divided on even placing candidates. They're divided on what you would call political positioning, where you listen to the people on the ground and you place your candidates in the best seat that they will win. The best way to do that is community politics, to make sure the person you're positioning in a constituency, the person comes from that constituency. This is why our politics is so corrupt, because the way our system is, the party executive can just choose one of their friends and place them in that seat, and then you have to corrupt the constituency to win the seat. because they don't know the people. This is a problem in the PNP. Too much division. This division is going to affect how they campaign if they don't get it together. Coupled with a very slow PR machine that's not meeting up to the modern day optics of politics. A leader of the opposition that is quite much laid back and is not cutting it with the public, is not gaining the popularity, even though the government is hugely unpopular. This makes it dangerous with the amount of money that the Labour Party has to buy vote, the PR spin, manipulate the election. It is highly likely, or more than highly likely, based on the direction things is going, that the Jamaica Labour Party could win the next general election, which will be dangerous and woeful. What could save the country is that the people might be so fed up that even though I'm not feeling the PNP, even though the PNP is not showing me that they're ready, even though the PNP is all over the place, I am so fed up of the Holness dictatorship regime that I will have to vote otherwise. That is what I'm hoping for, because if the Prime Minister should ram the general election with the local election in February, which he can do if he wants to do, because we don't have a fixed election date, which was one of the manifesto promise, which he failed on, as he failed on many promises. If not that, we could be stuck with this dictator for another 4 or 5 years, or indefinitely. Because when the one world government gets implemented 2024-25, if he wins another term, it will be implemented under him. We are in danger. I don't think we understand the dangers that are lurking because we're not getting the information. But there are dangers lurking around us. But my hope is that the nation is so fed up that even if I'm not feeling the People's National Party, I will protest vote to get rid of this current regime that is really destroying the country and our rights. I hope that answers your question. But hey, I'm here for an hour and a half. Well, I was meant to go tonight, and my mind changed because you see, if I'm going to do something or I'm going to go somewhere, and my mind have a sudden change, I don't fight my spirit. I just don't. I just chill and stay home. There's another day for fun and enjoyment. I had fun in robbing Andre tonight. So anyway, that was your luck for the night. But tell Andre the investigation is not over. Why am I investigating Andre? The destruction of Partner Draw and Andre behavior still just don't make much sense to me. It is coming clearer now that I'm unearthing certain information by what I'm finding. Now that I have to painstakingly listen to all these recordings I've had and never have time to listen to them. I have to be painstakingly going through them. Is this private information? is this political information? Is there a public interest in this information? Because if it's just private, there's no interest in me. I don't see an interest or a reason in me releasing like a private conversation between Andre and somebody. If there's double standard in public figure, politic figure, of course, and there is a public interest in it, of course I will put it out there. But if it's a private conversation, I will respect the people's privacy. But the investigation is not over. It will never be over. But it is my submission, Andre Stevens, that my side of the halfway tree and the Holness's story should stand, should be upheld in public until or unless you can come out and complete the story with context. This was Robin Andre Stevens, and I'm out. Thank you all very much for being here tonight. Thank you very much. Quite a few of you are here tonight. Well, Robin Andre tonight was my magnum. Usually, I like to have a magnum on Friday nights if I'm not doing anything. And I was meant to go tonight, and generally I would have a magnum. But because I don't get to go have a magnum tonight, then Andre is my magnum tonight. But to all of you cake buyers, make sure when on a belly start roll and pop, and when the belly feel bloated, and when you just a fall in love with Andre, so just a fall in love with Andre and can't stop. I know neighbor up there. Do you understand the context of energy? Somebody come side of you. He said, Fanny, come side of me. Me just feel a bad energy. Me can't take him energy. Him energy body. You ever die your yard or you about your business and you're all advised and you feel settled in yourself, you feel peaceful or you just feel at ease. And then somebody call you with a negative story or a gossip and it changes your mood. Energy doesn't stay one place. Energy is a continuous movement. All of us, everything you see, no matter how solid it is energy. Energy doesn't stand still. It continues moving. Imagine the context of Andre have an order set in his room, an order to bring him success, an order to bring customer, an order to bring money, an order for protection. This is within 100 meters of where your food is being prepared. Go and research energy and space. It's within 100 meters of all those voodoo malarkey. Your food is being prepared. Duppy is rubbing your butter, sugar, and egg. Duppy, a brook and juice and greater on a coconut. When the belly problems start, don't blame your neighbors. Don't blame your matey. Blame your wanga gut. Blame your wanga gut. Blame your wanga gut. And when your stomach sick, remember the whole heap of frothy saliva. This was Friday Night Calamity Junction. And we're saying good night. And I don't know if I'm going to be out tomorrow. No, tomorrow night may I go out. Tomorrow night? No, tomorrow night I'm gonna go out. I'm going out tomorrow night, I swear. Anyway, people, good night. And I will see you. If me feel like it tomorrow, I may do a pre-recorded video put out. I'm not sure. I'm not promising. It depends. It's the one now. Yeah, it depends. Usually more than half drunk by now, not being in London. More than half drunk by now. I'm about half buckler, 3/4 buckler magnum. But hey. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here. Me like the pre-recorded live, okay? And the commercial break too. Oh, I didn't do any commercial break tonight. Can you imagine? Almost 2 hours, 1 hour and 42 minutes. And I haven't done a commercial break. Globalist team, thank you very much for being here tonight. And please like and share the live. If you're here and you haven't yet subscribed, it's quite a mean thing to do. Over here, we now run and cry and beg and bawl how people mash way up. All we're asking for over here is a like and a subscribe. We're not charging you for anything. We're not going to cry, bawl, and beg for anything. All we're asking for is a like and a subscribe, as well as clicking your notification bell. So as soon as anything drops, as soon as we're ready to unearth Andre, as soon as we're ready to unearth Horace Chang with the container, oh, I need to ask Horace Chang a question. In relation to that container of AK-47 that you distributed in Flanker, the distribution was done in Flanker. But Flanker wasn't the only territory, community, or garrison that was armed in that dispenser of weapons. The 3 bus that came that was loaded went their separate direction. So as well as Flanker, other community were armed. Did that shipment, Minister Chang, supply any of the garrisons in Western Kingston? Did any of that shipment supply any of the new upcoming garrisons across Western Jamaica, whether it be other areas of Montego Bay, Hanover, Westmoreland? Mr. Chang need to answer the question. Dr. Chang The Minister of National Security, which is involving illegal gun shipment into the country, distributing illegal, high-powered illegal firearm to jobless young men, is the country going to really vote this man back into power? Is Western Jamaica going to vote this man back into power? Or Dr. Chang will make sure that his gunmen secure him another term? Mr. De Gleaner, when for the last how much months, the Gleaner just walk and look for wedding picture. I mean, people getting married is a beautiful thing, but it's a personal thing. There's enough happening in our country for the Gleaner report pan, other than just a walk and look for people married picture. I put pan front page. This is why people like Horace Chang get away with their crime of illegal gun trade and gun distribution in garrison constituencies. Because mainstream media isn't doing any investigative or undercover journalism. Who not in a politician bed, them in a politician back pocket, up politician ass, a lick politician boot, or simply just down on their knees in front of politicians. But we will continue to target the whole of them who are a menace to their society. We will be a menace for truth. And this is where Global TV said thank you, good night, and we will see you Sunday. Good night. Thanks to all my globalists. Speak to you soon.